If you're familiar with the Sinnoh games, you'll know that a key component of them is that a bunch of encounter options open up only once you've seen every Pokemon in the Sinnoh decks. You get access to some really neat stuff once you've done that, but particularly in Diamond and Pearl, this has received a lot of criticism with good reason. Because the Sinnoh dex includes things like the Lake Trio, box legendaries, and high-level evolutions like Garchomp, most players won't achieve this goal and get the National Dex until after they've beaten the Elite Four, meaning Sinnoh evolutions like Electivire and Gliscor are straight up inaccessible for your regular playthrough unless you trade. The caveat on this requirement is that, despite the impression that I think a lot of people have, entering the Hall of Fame is not a hard requirement for obtaining the National Dex. In BDSP, it's fairly trivial to dump a living Sinnoh Dex in from Pokemon Home and have the National Dex very early on, but this is equally possible in Gen 4, just a little more time consuming. With this shiny hunting quest, my Diamond Early National Dex quest, I, 95 Fathoms, will be hunting and playing through the game with a full team of shinies only huntable in these games once you've got the National Dex. Now, I've already done some shiny hunts on this Diamond and on a Pearl version that's working alongside it with a separate quest. You may have seen the experience that I had in Eterna Forest.
Man. Dude. God. Why?
But that hunt was only a prelude to this early National Dex quest, since you do have to reach Eterna City before you can obtain the National Dex. You may be wondering, how do you obtain the National Dex early then? And the answer is very simple. The only way that doesn't involve some kind of cheating is trading over every Pokemon you still need to see from the Sinnoh Dex one by one, since the only storage system Gen 4 has is My Pokemon Ranch, and for whatever dumb reason, you can't use that to move Pokemon between games. Since you can't get the National Dex until you've reached Eterna City, there's no reason to trade over all 150 Pokemon in the Sinnoh Dex, but it'll still be somewhere in the ballpark if you want to get it as early as possible. In the files you're seeing in this video, I have done this. Both have seen every Pokemon in the Sinnoh Dex, spoken to Professor Rowan, and obtained the National Dex, all before obtaining the second badge, though I have since grabbed the second badge so that I could pick up the bike. I have a full living dex in Diamond, so that component of it was easy, it just took a lot of trading. A lot of trading. As for why I went through all this effort, it's because there are some really cool hunts in Diamond and Pearl that are otherwise pretty inaccessible, certainly if you want to play through the game with your shinies. Some of the same targets can be picked up more easily in Platinum, of course, but I'm much more excited about doing them here, since I am a staunch defender of Diamond and Pearl. I got Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum each on their respective release days, and I played Diamond like crazy until I completed the whole Pokedex and replayed Pearl so many times doing regular teams and solo runs and whatnot, and I've played Platinum like a few times very casually. It's objectively a superior experience in a lot of ways, but all of my memories are with the original games, and I've said it before, but I'll die on the hill that the Diamond and Pearl sprites are much better than Platinum's in almost all cases. So both as a means of playing my preferred Sinnoh games and in order to shed some light on some cool hunts from games that are, in my opinion, overhated, I'm doing this early National Dex quest. Now, with all that prelude out of the way, my first hunt of this quest is for Elekid, which is available both in Valley Windworks and Route 205, specifically with Fire Red in the GBA slot of your DS. And when it comes to these dongle encounters, region actually does not matter, so if you only have Japanese cartridges and don't want to take out a mortgage for an English one, it's not a problem. What's really cool about this hunt specifically is that the combination of static and a repel trick makes it possible to boost Elekid to be very close to 100%. While leading with static, a level 10 repel trick on Route 205 gets you approximately a 96% encounter rate for Elekid. It's slightly less common at Valley Windworks at just around 89% with a level 9 repel trick. Objectively, if you want to do this hunt, there's no great reason not to just do it on Route 205, but I think the Valley Windworks is a cool location, particularly for this hunt since it's an electric Pokemon and an electricity generating area, and I figure that 7% is so small it's very unlikely to make a difference. I'm aware of the hubris of saying that out loud, but I figure either it'll work out in my favor regardless, or it'll at least create an extremely funny moment when I phase on a 1% Buizel. Anyway, I'm going to dive into these encounters, and I will see you when something here shines.
Shiny Elekid! Oh my god! Oh my god! Elekid really said, I just have to go past 30k and then you're good. Dude. Dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. As I alluded to, this came just after 30,000 encounters at 30,010 encounters. I had a call with a friend this evening, and I powered through. I was like, I want to hit the 30k threshold, like, for sure tonight. So I powered through and I hit 30k just before we got on our call. And then we wrapped up pretty late, honestly. Probably should have just gone straight to bed. I mean, it was only 11:20, not overly late, but probably shouldn't have started on anything else. But I was like, I just want to get in a little more hunting, I've hit the 30k threshold. That's the really satisfying place to end off, but whatever. I'll just do a little more. 10 encounters back into hunting, and Elekid shines. And you can hear I reacted before it sparkled. I noticed it right away, but holy crap. Of all of the hunts to go 30k on, Elekid is a pretty subtle shiny. Having seen it in person, I'm like, okay, it actually stands out really well. But it's not the most obvious shiny. It has a very long animation. So the amount of time I've spent in this hunt just scrutinizing, waiting for the animation to end to make sure that I see if it sparkles or not. And when I hit around 15k or something like that, I think I started to get into a mindset of I really hope I didn't fail one of these because it was too subtle. Having seen it, as I said, noticed it immediately, I have no doubts that I would have noticed it. I also am just very careful when I shiny hunt. I'm not the kind of person who's getting into such a quick muscle memory that I'm resetting and running. I do try to pay very close attention when I'm hunting. I take the extra second and look at stuff and make sure it doesn't sparkle and all of that before I reset or run away or whatever, most of the time. So realistically speaking, it probably wasn't going to happen, but it's hard not to have that paranoia. This was not the hunt I would have necessarily chosen to go this deep. That said, once it did get close to 30k, I was like, let's at least hit 30k. And then once I hit 30k, I was like, might as well have a new longest hunt, right? I haven't hit a new record in a while, and I still feel like for as many shinies as I have, I don't have that impressive of a longest hunt record. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. I will absolutely take it. That said, I need to remind myself of everything. I know I looked up the learn set. It's in my history. Yeah, okay. So at level 9, it has Thundershock, Leer, Quick Attack. It's nothing to worry about. It is worth noting, I did not pay for doing the slightly worse Valley Windworks Repel trick. I really didn't expect to, as I said in the intro. It's literally a 7% difference. It's such a small difference. But it would have been kind of funny and very demoralizing to go over 30k and phase on the 9% Shellos or 1% Buizel. I'm pretty sure I planned to catch this in a Premier Ball. I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what I planned to catch it in. I don't think I would want to catch it in a heal. I caught so many shinies in a heal ball on this one, just because, it was a good match for stuff in Eterna. Yeah, it's a really good catch rate, as I recall. Okay, I'm sorry I said that. I apparently jinxed it. What is the catch rate on this? We do get this shiny sparkles, though. That's neat. And Elekid is remaining asleep, which is good. Alright. It's a 40% chance, yeah. So I don't have a ton of Premier Balls, but I have a 95% chance of catching it within these 6 balls, but Elekid is being stubborn, which is not super appreciated right now. Even though it's no more of a risk, technically, when I have a really long hunt, I just am I really want to get this captured and saved as soon as possible. I just feel like the game is going to freeze on me and I'm going to lose it. This is also a slightly lower encounter rate because you don't have Illuminate, and it is a repel trick. So it was also a little slower in that respect. Like, not bad at all. Just, like, you do feel it a little bit at 30k, but it really, I mean, it's hard not to want to do this hunt. It's such a cool, like, there's so few Pokemon where you can do, like, a repel trick or a static or something like that to get it as high as, like, 90%. There is the Shiny Dex. It generates electricity by whirling its arms. I didn't even remember that. That makes it even more fitting for Valley Wind Works. Oh, but it can't store the energy it makes, so it's no longer at all like a windmill. I do have a nickname for this. I do have a nickname for him. It is Inertia, which is inspired by the fact I was listening to, I mean, I've been listening to it for a while now, but I was working on this hunt when I first listened to Inertia by Pendulum. They're now like 6-month-old album, but to be fair, they hadn't released an album in 15 years, so that's still pretty recently released. I somehow missed it because I'm not, I don't know, I'm not online enough in the right places, and I'm a Luddite, and I still listen to all of my music in, like, my own library. I don't use streaming services, so I'm not gonna, like, stumble across stuff. I understand they've been releasing singles for a while that ended up being on this album, but anyway, I was listening to it, and it was just really getting into the rhythm of the encounters and everything like that, and also feels like fitting for, like, electricity. Electivire has the ability Motor Drive. It just feels like a good name, but also, like, and Inertia is a banger album, so, like, there's also that. It's been 2026 has been a year so far. I'll tell you that much. It's been, I think the last shiny I got was on February 3rd or 4th or something like that. It's March 23rd. Technically just past midnight on March 22nd. No shot. Isn't that a 5% to get the Electrizer? Holy. Oh, okay. It's a 50% on Diamond. Never mind, because this is on Diamond. That would have been crazy. We've got my 3, like, targets from Eterna here. And we've got Inertia with the Electrizer. I'm gonna nature guess Lax. It's Calm, which is plus special defense minus attack. I think that's fine. I think it's a special attacker, I think. Maybe not, actually. I guess when I think of Electabuzz and Electivire, I think kind of punches. Oh yeah, it's a physical attacker. I mean, its special attack isn't terrible, but that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Oh well. It'll be fine for an in-game playthrough. Convenient that I got the Electrizer, so all I have to do is just, like, I just can trade it. I mean, I think I probably have a handful in my original Diamond file where it definitely could get more. I've been going really over odds on this. I'm over odds on my side hunt, which is a slow hunt. And I've been working on another hunt, like, very intermittently on the side that's, like, very slow, and that's not over odds yet, but I just haven't been working on it that much. So I just haven't been getting shinies lately. I have not been getting shinies lately, and I just finally posted my Hippowdon video this week. Hopefully I'll get this edited in a timely fashion, because I said that with my Hippowdon video. I was like, oh, I just need to get Eterna posted, and then I can get this posted, and then everything has happened this year, and I've had, like, no time for anything, and no energy when I have had time. So I've been working at my hunts very slowly because I just haven't had a lot of time. So it feels really good to finally get a shiny again for the first time in a minute. And this is a target, finishes out this hunt. Anyway, let's send him out into battle. I did find Pokerus very early on this hunt, at like 5,044 encounters, I think I was when I noticed it, which is, like, on the one hand, unsurprising. On the other hand, I did like 90,000 encounters in Eterna before I found Pokerus, and I've done 30,000 encounters and only found it once. So my Pokerus luck on this file is still really bad, but it's fine, I guess. All right. There's a regular Bidoof. And shiny Elekid. As I said, honestly, like, this is a shiny I've felt like in this, especially in these games specifically. It looks better in other generations. The contrast is better. I think its contrast is maybe at its worst. I'm excluding 3D games where contrast is always terrible. But in the sprite-based games, I think it's probably at its worst in Gen 4. And you can hunt Electabuzz in Platinum. I just think I really like the dongle hunts. I think it's a really cool mechanic in Diamond and Pearl. I mean, and in Platinum, but I'm doing this in Diamond and Pearl. I think it's a really cool mechanic. It's a cool way to get Pokemon. And, you know, doing, again, the early Nat decks, doing these hunts is really fun. So, like, yes, you can do a much more noticeable shiny in Electabuzz in Platinum, and I think a lot of people do it that way, but I just think this is a really cool hunt to do. And I'm really glad to clear it out. Finally, for going 30k. Like, 30k is not that bad, and I deserve it after some really fast phases in Eterna. It just feels really long to me, just because I've just been... When you're limited in hunting, and a hunt goes really over odds, it starts to feel worse than it is, but, anyway, I'm very excited about this shiny. Very excited I can start doing some other hunts on these files. It feels surreal to say. Just been in Elekid land for so long. I feel like there was something else I want to say. Oh yeah, it's just a funny note. I was so locked into the mentality of, like, you can't get static early on in Diamond and Pearl that I was getting ready to, like, trade over Pichu from my, like, finished files, and then I remembered that having early Nat decks means that I have access to stuff. Like, obviously Elekid, but I didn't want to catch it. You know, I like to get the shiny decks if I can, but I was like, oh, I can use Poké Radar and get myself Mareep, so I caught a static mon myself. Hey everyone, I just wanted to add a couple of things on here, primary of which being I wanted to show off the evolution of Elekid into Electabuzz. So I'm here on my original Diamond file, having leveled it up, and I'll reset and trade it back over so I can actually play through the game with it. Unfortunately, I won't be showing off the full evolution to Electivire in this video, because Electivire being a trait evolution means you can't just reset after evolving it, and as always, I'm big on both really experiencing the whole game with the shinies I hunt and hunting things with as little progression as possible, so I get to spend more of the adventure with them, and at only just past the second badge, having a level 30 Pokemon would be kind of overpowered. So there's Electabuzz. Honestly, like, great sprite, great shiny. Very cool. I love Electivire shiny too, so it's honestly a shame that I can't show off the whole evolution line in this video, but I will show it off at another point. I realized, let me go somewhere where there's not sand and where Electabuzz, I just said it's not going to be Electivire. Electabuzz won't die immediately, but I talked about the hunt and why the hunt was cool, but I didn't really mention the greater context on my team for Electabuzz or Electivire. I do think the Elekid hunt in Route 205 or Valley Windworks is really cool. And it's, like, hard to pass up if you've got the national decks, but I also just really like this line. Electabuzz has always been a really cool Kanto Pokemon to me, particularly as somebody who started with Red version. You know, Electabuzz was my version exclusive counterpart to Magmar. And while I did get, I'm pretty sure I have all of them, I'd have to check. But I do remember the promo card I got with my first viewing of Pokemon the First Movie was the Electabuzz. And Electivire is, like, one of my favorite evolutions that they introduced in Sinnoh. And the whole line, as I said, just has really good shinies, except, I mean, Elekid, maybe not quite so much. Though, like, again, as I said, like, it showed up, I was just very nervous about it. But there is shiny Electabuzz. Really cool back sprite, actually. I'm excited to use Electivire. I'm sure I've used an Electivire, well, I did use one in Gen 9, but Gen 9 never counts for anything in my book. Surely I've used an Electivire in a playthrough at some point. With how long it's taken me to get this whole video together, it's been almost 3 months at
since the time of finding this shiny as of the recording of this. I would have hoped to be able to include Electivire by now to have like progressed, but the same things that have kept me from getting to editing this video have hindered me from progressing at all in the games or in my hunts. So I will have to show it off in a future video in this quest. I'll definitely show it off somewhere, if only like I'll record the footage and like at least include it in like the Elite Four battle or something at some point. I don't know what I'll do, but I definitely will show it off. You'll definitely see Electivire at some point. But anyway, hopefully I will be able to keep at my hunts and find some more shinies to upload in the near future. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on all your hunts and take care.